guys! So, I just wanted to film this really quick. I look kind of crazy, but we've had like an insanely busy day, and I said that I would get this up. And I also need a Veda day 21. So, I'm gonna do this now. It's like super late, so I excuse my appearance and the kind of randomness of it all. But, I just wanted to get this done and just kind of a little bit about what Jax is eating at 11 months old, or 11 and a half months old. He's almost 1. So he is a very picky eater. He has some allergies which kind of inhibit some of the things that we would otherwise feed him, but for the most part, I think he's a typical almost 1-year-old. So he's very, very picky as to what he eats, what he will eat in a puree, what he needs to feed himself, etc. So I wasn't planning on doing any baby-led weaning. I had read into it at first and I totally disagreed with it. And I don't really know why. I didn't like the idea of it. I thought that it was dangerous. Anyways, 8 teeth later and a baby that insists on feeding himself, I'm totally all for it, and it has helped us tremendously. We do make sure that we feed him all organic. And I don't think he's had anything that isn't organic. So that's just a personal choice. It's a personal choice. So his favorite thing to eat is bananas. So these are just some I picked up today. I figured, I don't know why I need a visual. Everyone knows what a banana looks like, but just some organic bananas. He loves them. He will just eat it, like I can just feed it to him and he'll eat it. He chews it really well. And that is our go-to snack for on the go, because it's really easy. I know he's going to eat it all the time. It's a great snack. And I'll get into other things. Anyway, so that's a good snack. And basically, if he can eat it mostly by himself, then I can get him to eat it. And with this, he can hold it and peel it himself. Peppers, he loves peppers. I'll just cut them into strips. He can feed those to himself raw, and that's another great thing. And that I started giving that to him on a whim, so I haven't really even done any research. I try and research every food before I give it to him. It's crazy. Carrots, he loves these raw. He will just, if I peel it and wash it, he'll just gnaw on it, and he won't eat a whole lot of it, but it's a great teether. I can puree it and he'll eat it, puree it chunky. Or what I usually do is I just chop it up and steam it like crazy, and then he will just eat that on his own. And I do those in sticks, and he does great with those as well. And cauliflower and broccoli the same way. He will eat egg yolk, scrambled egg yolk, as long as it has salmon in it. So I have, when we buy our fresh salmon, I just cut off a chunk for him, and then I keep that, I cook it and everything, and then I keep it frozen in the freezer. So I can just sprinkle that on anything. So I do egg yolks with salmon, and then I will grind up kale and spinach, and I just put those in a processor so they're small, and then I throw those in with his egg yolk, because I only do 1 egg yolk for him, so I've got to make sure everything's compact and everything, and I add a little bit of water, and I make that for him. So that's how I get some superfoods in him. The eggs, I just use an organic free-range egg, and he can feed himself that because it's scrambled, and that's really good. So that's kind of a way that I've been getting some nutrients in him, and he is breastfed as well, so I'm not totally worried about packing him full of nutrition. That sounded terrible. I'm not totally worried about, because he's not getting 100% of his nutrition from just food. So, actually there's a quote that I heard that I love, and it says, don't confuse eating food with good nutrition. And it's so true. Just because you're putting something in your body, it doesn't mean that it's good nutrition. So, sidebar. He is allergic to rice. We have tried to keep him as wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, and rice-free as possible at this point. That probably won't last forever, but with all of his allergies, he has had a little bit of wheat, but he hasn't reacted to that, so it's been a positive thing for us. I found this. He hasn't tried it yet, but it's from Trader Joe's, and it's a organic corn pasta that is gluten-free, and it's basically just ground corn. It's corn, flour, and water. And I know the corn isn't that great for babies, just because it has no nutritional content, but it's a wonderful alternative if you're not doing the rice or wheat or anything like that, so you can have spaghetti. So I thought that was great. We haven't tried it yet though. But what I do is I take squash and I make spaghetti out of that for him, and I'll do that with some carrots and some broccoli and excuse me, some carrots and some broccoli, and mix all that together and use some purees as the sauce, and then have some salmon, put some salmon in there, and that's a great meal for him. So it's like a spaghetti, but only fruits and veggies and salmon. So that's awesome, and I really like that meal for him. I think it's kind of creative, and he'll eat it. So that's that, and I think that's all for like foods. I don't give him any dairy, like I said that. This is something that I found at Trader Joe's, and it's actually not organic. It is one of the few things that's not, but it is just a dried fruit, and it's called Nothing But Banana Flattened. And I thought it was fun. Sometimes he likes to feed himself banana, and it can get messy. So this is my go-to, please don't get that suit or that outfit dirty snack. And this is what the package looks like. And all it is banana. It's just a flattened banana. And it was like $1. It was so inexpensive. And it looks like, it's just a flattened banana. And I didn't see, there was other fruits there, but we just thought we would try one and see how it goes, because I wasn't sure of the texture of it, and it's kind of goopy, but it's not too bad at all. And it just sort of dissolves in his mouth. I thought it was a nice alternative to other things. So that's a nice on-the-go snack that I got. We just picked this up, so I thought I would include that in here. I did find a bread at Trader Joe's that we gave him, and I felt okay with giving it to him. He hasn't had a whole lot of it, but he lunges for my toast every morning. So I thought, you know what, I have toast and eggs. He should get toast and eggs as well, because he can't have gluten-free bread because it's got rice in it, and he's allergic to rice. We decided that this was something that we were okay with giving. So it is organic flaxseed bread, and it's got organic sprouted wheat, so it's not enriched, so I was happy about that. It's all organic and not really anything crazy in it. So that's what the package looks like, and he loves it. I put just some butter on there, and I toast it up, and that's probably his favorite thing to eat. So I take advantage of that, and I will put bananas on it, and I'll put whatever on toast, and he will eat it. So eggs and toast is great. And that's pretty much one of the main wheat things that he's had. And then for snacks, on-the-go snacks. We are always on the go. So anything that, and he eats all kinds of fruits. I just chop them up, put them in a container, and he can handle chunks of them. So that's really nice. Apples, he can eat an apple whole. He can eat a pear whole, as long as I just peel it for him and wash it, obviously. He will just eat that. So those are great, easy on-the-go snacks. I just carry a peeler with me. So on-the-go snacks is where I've really struggled, because if I can't get him to eat a whole bunch of meals, like 3 or 6 square meals, I try and do 6 meals a day, 6 small meals is what I try and do. So that's what I try and do for him. He won't do it. He's a muncher. He likes to graze and snack, and that's okay. So that's what we do. So snacks are great. The fruit is great for a snack. The veggies are great for snacks. They travel well. I just have to be kind of prepared. The purees are a lot easier because I can just freeze them, but I do agree that a 1-year-old maybe should start transitioning into real food. I don't think we give him as much real food as other people, and I feel guilty for this sometimes, and I don't know why. But we are just, because of all of his allergies, it's just been a process to introduce everything. So he has different kinds of fish, he has tofu, and he will be introduced to all the different meats and poultries in the next couple weeks or so, but we haven't done that yet. But I would just mix that in with what he's currently having. So I don't think it would change a whole lot. And, you know, his nutrition, his weight gain, and everything's really, really great. I've, you know, made a point to really monitor that with our doctor. And whatnot. So, on to snacks. And this is where I struggled reading labels like crazy. But the first brand that I found was the Healthy Times. And this brand is great for the ingredients. They use a lot of barley and organic, and it's awesome. So, These are just these little puffs, guys, and he loves them. He loves anything that he can put in his mouth on his own. He just gets this cute little sense of accomplishment. It's really cute. So that is awesome. I love the ingredients in them. I just think they're great, and they're a nice on-the-go snack, and they're big, and they take a long time, so he doesn't eat a whole lot of them, but they're enough to keep him occupied. We didn't do Cheerios because I didn't really like what was in them, like the sugars and stuff like that, but it's like a Cheerio. It's not like a Cheerio. It's like a puff. It's way too late. These are kind of like Cheerios. And these are actually made by Dr. Sears, I think, or Dr. Bob, Shazzy, and Jessica. But it says something, they're recommended and developed by Dr. Bob Sears. And I love his books and everything. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm on the same wavelength with him, so I was really excited when I found that these were made by him. And they're organic puffs, but they're like a Cheerio in the sense that they have a hole in the middle. And they are awesome. They're really tiny, and well, not too tiny, but they're small enough that he can eat one at a time and focus on them, and it takes him a long time to eat them. They come in 5 different flavors, and they've got gluten-free ones as well, which is really nice. This one is the green puffs, so it's spinach, collard greens, and kale. And this one is the bananas, so it's just organic banana. And yeah, they're inexpensive. I got them at Target in the States, and I like them. I like them for the ingredients. They're a lot better than other things on the market. So yeah, these are Earth's Best Organic Barley Teething Biscuits, and I like them as well. They're great. They're kind of messy, but they're individually packaged, which is brilliant. So on the go, they're awesome. And then there's a Healthy Times. They've got 2 different versions of the teething biscuits, and they're great as well. And that's pretty much all. I have a book, which I mentioned in my cookbook tag, and it's a top 100 baby purees, but it's not all baby purees. They've got innovative ideas like the whole squash thing and things like that for your baby, and I just think that they're smart. They've got a lot of ways of cooking fish for your baby and making them different, and I like that. I'm not very creative, and I'm always worried that I'm going to overspice things for him, but he likes it when there's a little bit of cinnamon or something like that in things, so I need to get over that. So yeah, it's just a great guide for ideas like I probably wouldn't have thought of this spaghetti squash for spaghetti and stuff like that. So this is Top 100 Baby Purees by Annabelle Carmel. Love it. You could probably Google the same type of things, but I like the fact that he can feed himself. So I haven't done a lot of research into baby-led weaning yet because it's kind of a new thing. I just sort of figured out that he likes to feed himself. So that's pretty much what we do for him right now. I know that it's probably going to evolve and change a lot as he gets bigger, but at this point, at 11 months and 2 weeks old, this is what we're doing. So I hope that was insightful. So that's pretty much all that he's been eating at this point, and I'm fairly happy with that. And another thing, he eats his quinoa. Sorry, totally forgot. He eats quinoa. He eats it like a rice. I just cook it a little bit more than I would cook it for us. And I also grind it up and make it into a porridge for him. We throw in some berries that he can have into it, and just and bananas and fresh fruit and stuff like that. So that's how he eats. That's another great breakfast food. I'm happy with it. It's a superfood. I can get him to eat it as long as I put some fruit in it, because he loves his fruit. If it has fruit in it, he's going to eat it. So even though he can't feed it to himself, he's okay with that because it tastes really good. And I don't add any sugar or anything like that into it. So yeah, that is pretty much all that he eats. And we just try and do a little bit of baby-led weaning, not 100%, we're just kind of in the middle. It's what works for us. So I hope it was kind of helpful. I think it's fairly basic and there's nothing too innovative or exciting that we do, but that's what we do, and I think it's alright. So I hope that I can expand his palate and what he eats, and really kind of integrate him more into what we eat. I'm hoping. But I think it's a slow process, and we're getting there. So I think that's all. I'll talk to you guys really, really soon, and I hope it was just a little bit helpful. Bye, guys.